Hey guys, so we are now into the weekend after phase 2 launch of TBC, and I have a story to tell you. For me, this is just an example of how history repeats itself. Maybe it doesn't repeat itself, but it echoes, or however the phrase goes, where I see patterns, and these patterns are fun to talk about. I am in some ways farming drama, as usual, and in some ways trying to give direction to other people and advice if you have this same thing happen to you. And what we're going to be talking about today is the challenge of the multiple versions of World of Warcraft that are out. I'm someone that only plays Era for years and years and years, and I get a little bit frustrated when people play different versions of the game. Maybe that sounds silly to you, but for me, there's this obvious habit and thought process that happens where people just can't focus on so much. And part of it is just like the effort that World of Warcraft takes. Maybe at a really casual level, it doesn't take much, but when new phases come out, new expansions, new versions of the game, people put a lot into that. And when you're doing that level of effort, other versions that you may be trying to play, you just can't give that same attention to it. And that's especially true for whoever is leading the organization. If you have someone that is trying to manage multiple versions of the same game, it's going to be tough. And on a whole different level, if you're doing that with streaming, I think that you really need to rely on good people to help you pull that off. If you try and do it solo, do everything yourself, it's going to lead to frustrations. And ultimately, that's just kind of my takeaway of what Grayson is going through now. And we're not currently watching Grayson, we're currently watching Kovi. Kovi is someone that, from my understanding, primarily plays League of Legends. His Twitch handle there is LOL Kovi. I don't think that's, haha Kovi. I think it's League of Legends Kovi. So he is going to stream 12 hours of trying to get it tuned for SSC and TK. And obviously, you can make the take that, oh, why is someone waiting till the last minute? But again, like I just said, he plays other games. This isn't the only thing that he does. But he wanted to be able to play with Grayson. He wanted to be part of that streamer raid. And, as a streamer himself, at the end of the day, it's good publicity. It just kind of makes sense, right? So, what we're seeing here is some of the frustrations. And we won't show much of that. We'll just show one or two little highlights here, and then we're going to transition to another streamer and finally go to Grayson's thoughts and frustrations in his last 2 days of streaming, where it's not just him that is hosting raids within his guild. He has a second raid group, the Happy Raid group. I've also seen it called the A Team, where within guilds, a lot of times when there's multiple raids, you're going to end up calling them Team 1 or, Team A versus Team B. And kind of psychologically, how does that affect what those raids are, right? Normally, the Team 1 is the better one, Team 2 is the ult team, Team A is the better one, Team B is Grayson, is what's ending up happening here. Team A, Happy's raid, they've been playing the game consistently. It's more so people that are only playing TBC. Sure, there are some people that are part of that raid that play with Grayson on SOD, play with Grayson on every version of the game that he's playing on. But from my perspective, what I've learned about this controversy, this problem, this drama over the last couple days is that there are some people that are part of Grayson's community that want to just play TBC and reliably be able to play TBC. Over this past month now, okay, so we just have to listen here. I'm going to try and not have this too loud, but this is just a little Crashout. Just cracks me up. He did not expect that. So if you didn't know, there's multi-boxers on TBC that still exist, and what are they doing? They're farming people trying to do the TK SSC attunement in the final day. So PvP servers being PvP servers right here. Just a little highlight on the state of the game what people do for fun is what it is, right?
Yo, whoever the fuck this is, bro. Whoever the fuck this is. Yo, leave me the fuck alone, bro. Just fuck off, bro. Just fuck off. Fuck off.
He got too close right there. You don't want to go. Lesson here is he totally got baited. That guy would not have been able to kill him if he went away from that platform. When he jumps down like that, I don't think that he's able to slow fall reliably on all characters. He's looking for spots that he can jump and easily kill you without losing all his characters. So just to call out their way that Kovi can improve his elo in PvP is not do what he just did. So anyways, let's just
get a fucking life, you disgusting fat fuck.
Okay, so anyways, we'll move on. Just had to show a little bit of rage there. And yeah, he's gonna end up being investing a full day and potentially his relationship for this. My understanding is that as all this is going on, by the end of this, he had a appointment to make or an event with people in real life. And because he is spending all this time and all this frustration, it's going to be delayed. And I think that is a prime example right here of the post-nerf raids being a reason why people want them, right? Is WoW, for a lot of people, isn't the only thing that they want to do all day long. The challenge of killing 20-year-old content isn't what everyone wants to be doing all the time. Maybe, you know, last TBC that made more sense, but just making the point here that this is frustration at its finest, especially at the end here. He's trying to find a pug to be able to complete the attunement. Last step of this attunement process is going into Gruul Mag, killing Gruul. Or I think you have to do Mag as well. But anyways, the part that we're showing here is that he had to do Gruul. And he takes forever to find this group. It's a absolute disaster. There's people that are constantly leaving. I think there's controversy over like the soft reserve. Too many people were on certain items, then other people leave, and it's just an absolute mess. So he's just doing whatever he can to try and get this done at this point. He is 12 hours in, and again, we'll just hear if he's not happy how that is going.
Ain't no mags going, bro. I hope this group's... Oh, bro, someone left. I'm gonna explode.
And so part of my takeaway from this is the challenge when Grayson hasn't been playing this game, right? If Grayson was consistently hosting these raids at certain times and making it known, hey guys, I want you to be part of my upcoming raid group. I need you to get attuned. Let's do this process together. I mean, obviously, was he doing these runs sometimes? If you look at the logs, yes. But I think that from a unbiased, drama-free perspective for a second here, if you are a raid leader and it requires for you to be able to do the raid, you need to get people attuned, and that attunement process is raids, you should try and have consistent times to host those raids for people that still need to get attuned. And obviously, you can't do everything. You can't push the people to the water and make them sip the juice, but it's just telling to me that there were so many people at the end here that were not attuned. And maybe that's just a human problem. People wait to the last minute. They think they're not going to have this much of troubles. But I think that, you know, maybe it's bad content. Maybe Grayson helping out his viewers like this isn't how most people want to watch his stream. But I think that if you are a raid leader, there's times where you have to do things that are not super fun so that your raid can benefit from it. And yeah, he's not having a good time. Kovi is absolutely miserable trying to get this attunement done. And ultimately, he's not going to. Ultimately, Kovi is not going to be able to participate in this raid because he can't find a raid to complete. He's going to end up, in a second here, we'll just show, he's sitting around for another 30 minutes here as they finally get to the first boss. and it's not going to go well. So we'll just see that really quickly. It's about a 10-second window here where it all falls apart. So I'm trying to not skip forward too far here. But yeah, takeaway from watching Kovi's stream is that if you want to host stuff as a guild, you should try and previously host stuff as a guild. And again, that's kind of the just innate problem with TBC Phase 1 is that for some people it's so easy, it's such fall over content that the people get the gear, they don't want to run it anymore. So a lot of these better players, they don't care. They don't want to go back and do this. And this is just the forever challenge of the current state of the game, that there's not more incentive to go back and do these raids even when you have stuff from like a social standpoint, where if you're just doing main spec over off spec, it is what it is, right? Like there's no DKP, no gold that you're making from this really. People are people and they need incentives to do things. And there just doesn't seem to be those incentives in a lot of cases for this raid content in Phase 1. So poor Kovi here, he is trying to distract himself with looking at different social media posts. Anyways, they're just sitting around for so long, and it's just like you can feel the brain rotting. But I'm trying to get through this here. Did this slow down? No, we're still good. So yeah, don't know what he's listening to there, but it's just taking forever and ever to get this going. And I feel for him. Finally, we have the pull timer. After like an hour wiping on trash, people constantly leaving and joining, we have the chance for, I mean, they still have to kill the next boss, but it's going to happen here, right? This is all going to work out. And 3, 2, 1. It falls apart. There goes the tank. There goes Kovi. And he's not having it. Normally I try and flame people a little bit if they instantly leave groups in situations like this, but I really understand this man's struggle. We are 12 minutes talking about this poor guy into a 12-hour stream. And again, could he have done some of the stuff sooner? Yes, but I just think that this is a prime example of the TBC Phase 1 end of phase experience where it's just gonna be rough. Unless you have a really dedicated group, you have reliability, the people that you're gonna find are just not reliable. So he joins a different raid, instantly gets into a different group. They need one more person as well. So he's just like begging for this to get started, and he's gonna AFK. He's super late. He's trying to get done with everything that he's got to do, and he's gonna be begging here. Once they kill this first boss, he's gonna put someone unfollow and say, hey, please, I need to go. Can I just stay and get the attunement done? And he's like asking the raid leader if that's okay for this. And yeah, he's going to step away. So they do manage to kill it in this group. The first boss goes down, but again, they got to kill that second boss. And I'm not sure if he totally realized that you needed to loot something off this second boss, or if you just needed to kill the boss. I think maybe that was part of the confusion. But yeah, the other group disbanded is what he's going to say here in the chat. So that other group, he made a good call leaving it because they gave up because they were so bad. And he's begging this guy, hey, can I just sit AFK and loot the last boss after? Okay, so he did say loot. He was hoping that he could stay and be able to loot the boss. And unfortunately, they do manage to kill this boss, but he is not able to loot the boss because he was AFK for so long. I'm not sure how long that AFK process was. If you like went away for an hour and tried to come back, I think that's just kind of like common sense that the boss isn't going to be there after an hour. but maybe that's just pure hopium he's sucking at this point. So yeah, he's just totally AFK, leeching this kill, and kind of pure sandbagging to the utmost degree. But it doesn't really matter, right? And at the end of the day, you don't need 25 people to kill this, and it is what it is, right? So that's one person's perspective. And I just want to show 10 seconds here. I'm not going to show much of anything for this.
Okay, so I wanted to say this, okay? It's for the record. I'm not in a good place.
So that's all I'm going to show from Miss Graveheart, where she was also trying to get into this raid. We're now going to watch Grayson's perspective here, where she was trying to be part of Grayson's stream run, and she chose not to go to this other run that's going to happen. And in a second here, we're going to see Grayson realize that there is a second run. He didn't even fully understand what was happening here, I don't think, and we're just going to watch that in real time. You see Grayson, wow, guys, we'll start making group in like 15-20 minutes. First person to respond here is Graveforge. That's Miss Graveheart, the streamer that we just watched for a second there. And again, I'm not going to talk too much about Miss Graveheart's situation, but all I'm going to say is that she's not having a great time. And I think that this is a big part of the problem. Let me just explain that a little bit more. But first, let's just check this clip here for a second.
This is a ticking time bomb. It's like watching a fuse right now. Bro, what do you mean? It's like watching a fuse. You think I'm gonna freak the fuck out and crash out tonight? No shot, dude. He doesn't know. I don't know what. Check where guild is.
So just scrolling and
realizing.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I fucking hate that half of my viewer raid, my viewer guild is now just in a different raid group in my guild. It's kind of weird. Motherfucking ass. Low key, goddamn, bruh. If I can't fill the raid, I will fucking crash out. I will crash out. I'm not gonna lie. If I can't fill the raid, I will crash out. But we'll see. Hey, we'll see. You didn't raid for 5 weeks? Bonsai, please stop typing retarded shit to make me crash out. Fucker. Okay, fuck you. God damn it, bruh. Stall for me, I'm 2 out of 4. I'm 2 out of 4 TK. Bro, we'll see. Shit, dude. I mean, I don't know if we'll be able to fully fill. We'll see, bro. We will see. Need a warlock? I'm not...
So
I'm gonna...
he's immediately saying, I don't know if we're going to be able to fill. The realization is hitting him here that a lot of the people that often would raid with him are in some ways abandoning him, is how he feels about it.
I'm gonna start crashing out looking at that. I'm gonna start crashing out, bro. I swear to God, I getting shit poached, my own viewers poached from me is gonna piss me off, bro. It's gonna make me angry. I'm oh my God. I knew I was gonna crash out about this. It's all good. Surely we're gonna have a bunch of people.
So TTS, let's just try and skip for a second.
Maybe you're right about the ticking time bomb, honestly. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, dude. Maybe you're right. SSC guide. Guys, let's all watch this, okay?
So Grayson just can't focus on one thing. I think this is part of the streamer thing, but he's like, let's watch guides. And he makes it like through one boss in this guide before he gets distracted. And this is going to be the raid leader of the other group now saying something here. And
yes, in ways no, okay? I know that there's been whispers of people trying to get certain raiders that I have. For sure, there has been. I know for a fact because I've been told this before in the past. Motherfucking ass. And it's just like, it just sucks because I like making viewer raids, right? I only want to make viewer raids. I make a viewer guild. And then it's like my viewer, my fucking,
would have
my
already been
raiders,
kicking people and crashing out in guild chat.
if I can't fill a group with my
That's
raiders,
hella disrespectful to you, not gonna lie.
I can't even think, bro. I can't even think. I'm just getting interrupted.
Ban risk
type shit. But hey, whatever.
Transitions have off tanks.
So he makes it through one boss, or yeah, and then now he's back to
Go
crashing
to
out.
trade chat. That is when I will crash out about it. Okay. That's when I'll crash out about it. Like, obviously, it was needed for the first phase of TBC. It was completely fine because there was 200 fucking people in the guild, and there wasn't enough people to raid with one another, right?
So interesting in the chat here as far as half your viewers are on SOD anyways. So I think that's the main thing to go back to here, where yes, Grayson has been doing some TBC content. Yes, Grayson has made it super clear. Guys, when TBC comes out, I'm going to go back to making that my main focus. The fresh stuff, it interests me. I want to do the content. But the reality is that these other people in this raid group, they've been raiding together consistently every single week. They have people in Discord together. They have signups. They have a consistent time that works for them. And just going back here and what their raid leader is saying, we've been trying to fill for almost 2 hours now. People are not attuned. So normally they raid much earlier in the day. Grayson raids very late at night, and they always raid on Thursday. Just happens to be that this new raid content is coming out on a Thursday. So it's worst case scenario that's happening where these raids are overlapping. So I think Grayson needs to kind of remember that this is the worst that it's ever going to be.
If you want to raid, I mean, dude, at certain points, it's like in the beginning of the fucking guild, it was guild motherfucking ass. I don't know how to make you understand this, I guess, or even to. I feel like it should be very easy to tell how this could be obnoxious for me if I can't fill the raid. But hopefully we can fill the raid. I think we'll probably overfill, right?
So he's thinking we're gonna overfill, and ultimately once he starts these invites here, they struggle to fill. And again, while they're struggling to fill, this is when it goes back to the Miss Graveheart experience, where she's been having a rough day, and she, like, I'm again not gonna show him too much of what she was saying, but she was really upfront with being like, guys, I'm not trying to put that on you. When I'm entertaining and being a streamer, I don't want to bring the vibe down. I want to bring positivity. And I really like her streaming content. I'm going to link all of the streamers that I'm talking about here in the description. And as usual, I would just appreciate it if you guys would show them some love to anyone that's watching this content. Really thankful for everyone that is pushing out this kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just telling to me what's going to happen here and why those other people have made another raid group, because they are looking for consistency. They are, in a lot of cases, tired of the situation that's going to happen to Miss Graveheart here. Where he's just kind of crashing out. We'll listen to Crashout a little bit more.
Time. I'm good. I'm good. All right. All right, let's see our whispers here. I'm not looking at my whispers at all.
So he's just kind of publicly showing his private conversations right here. And as a large streamer, I just am going to caution you that a lot of times this stokes the drama even more. I mean, Grayson kind of knows what he's doing, but again, one of the first people to message him here is Miss Graveheart.
Yo, Grayson is my poop hitting my G-spot. Whenever I need to take a poop and I'm busy on a game,
I can do TK, but
I will
not
postpone
SSC.
the pooping by holding my leg under my ass.
Join him, sorry.
This feels
is this?
insanely good for some reason, and I don't know why I get
That's
pleasure
gonna
from
piss me
holding
off.
in poop. Is the pooping held at my prostate, making it feel good, or am I just weird?
So someone is asking here, should I leave Guppy? So he joined the other raid group. And one person is trolling him here saying, we have one more spot if you want to kiss the happy ring and come. So they're taunting him and saying, you can join our raid. You don't have to make your own raid.
Please answer.
D-Gen says Inv and this motherfucker's in SSC, bruh. Yeah, we're gonna do SSC first. War Clock. 20. Seuss. Oh, Brundo. Okay, wait, guys. Right now... Oh, Veil's on. Okay, nice. All right, we have Warlock Tank. We have... Invite please heals. Guys, I swear to fuck, dude, you motherfuckers that are whispering me and you're already in the fucking SSC, okay? Please stop. Do you need enhance for SSC? Oh, dude, yes. Yes. We do need...
So this just reminds me of back in school where everyone gets picked except you. And that doesn't feel super great. And that's often the streamer experience here. And you see some of the people here are going to start speaking up for Miss Graveheart. You're going to see these chats come up of Miss Graveheart got skipped over.
I don't want to pre-over-imp right now too, guys, because there are some people that aren't on yet, right? Like, I know Shines isn't on yet. Eric's not on yet. So I don't want to over-imp just yet here. Fully. Wait, let me also, is Buttsoap live?
So when he's saying over-imp, the one person that he's not inviting at this point is Miss Graveheart.
You said 11 Central, it's early. Yeah, I mean, 15 minutes is when it's supposed to... I want everyone to be, like, in the raid. I have Sank, no Kings. Okay, okay. Let me see, how do I... Okay, boom.
So you see Shines in here saying, starting Kale Su, save me a spot. And... while there's people that aren't ready for this, Miss Graveheart is, right? And Grayson doesn't really have any clear guidelines or expectations of what it takes to get into this group. It's a streamer raid, right? Like, lots of times they're not the best geared, not the strongest, and he's trying to make it clear, I'm trying to bring pumpers, trying to bring good players. But they don't have a rep pally yet, and my understanding is if like one rep pally is solid to bring. So, like if you're trying to fill out a comp, I'm not trying to simp too much here, by the way. Like my point is that if you are filling a raid without signups, and people are messaging you, and you're not inviting them, you're more likely to probably not join that in the future, especially on a release date like this, right? Like, it makes total sense to me why this other group exists and is functioning, because Grayson can only invite so many people into the raid.
Crazy, dude. It's like it's crazy how stupid it is that people couldn't understand the obnoxiousness, where it's like, I own a sandwich shop. I own a sandwich shop, and inside the sandwich shop, someone starts selling their own sandwiches. What the fuck?
So they're selling sandwiches because you leave people hungry. That's really what it comes down to. You can say, you know, oh, everyone can buy my sandwiches, but people are walking into that shop and you're not serving them. You're just giving them dirt.
Yeah, motherfucking ass, bruh. What the hell? You don't own it, though? I'm Guildmaster, bitch. What are you saying? What are you saying? Shut your bitch ass up.
So there's the counterpoint. He is the Guildmaster, and it's his sandwich shop. If you want to be hungry, go to another shop. But, like, they're part of the community, and you haven't made it really clear that, you know, that's not okay. There's been some, like, kind of passive-aggressive remarks, it seems, but I don't feel like there's in any way a clear line, and if this raid has existed in the past, if it's just extenuating circumstances here of they're starting late, people weren't attuned, this is the normal day that they raid on. Normally Grayson doesn't do fresh content on a Thursday like this. Normally Grayson would be running stuff on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and Thursday is already kind of later in the lockout. Like, normally they are trying to be that second option. They're not trying to always be that first option. And Grayson's going to keep making the point, oh, there's poaching happening. They're trying to steal from us. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in the chat logs.
Which res set do you have? Oh, wait, oh, you're talking to her. Okay. Main tank. Main tank.
All right, guys, let's give him a break. At least he is live pre-midnight.
Now imagine you didn't go to the sandwich shop for 2 months. Oh, dude.
Let's fix the vibes while we can.
Who else has whispered me here?
So, like, no one's whispering him, right? Like, as a raid at this point, he's got 15 people. He's saying, oh, there's all these other people that are going to join. But at the end of the day, he kind of struggles to fill this raid. And I think this all just comes down to the level of consistency, where someone was just saying, on the TTS there, oh, should give you props for being live before midnight. Grayson is a streamer that goes with his schedule, and not everyone can exist with that if they want to clear content consistently. If they want to raid knowing that they want to do that, it's something that you have to set up a consistency to fill that. The consistency that he has is inconsistency. He has a situation where he goes live and he starts his raids. That's just a way that it works. And for him, that's totally fine. But I just want to keep making that point that his sandwich shop doesn't have normal hours. His sandwich shop, sometimes it opens at 7 in the morning. Sometimes it opens at midnight. And for people that want to buy sandwiches, they're not always ready for that. And again, the people that are running this raid are officers in his guild. So it's not like it's some rogue guy coming into the sandwich shop. It's not someone with a, hood up. Hey, you guys want to buy any sandwiches? It's part of his organization. So I feel like this is just a little bit over crashing out here over that.
Two prop pallies about to get railed in SSC. Yo, 2 prots is not the most ideal, sure, but...
So at this point, again, I'm not going to go back and forth to Miss Graveheart's chat, but she doesn't really push any way that drama is happening. She's just saying, yeah, guys, I don't know. Doesn't look like Gary's inviting me. I'm not really sure. And people in the chat here are potentially just coming from Miss Graveheart's stream now, because again, it's all like this universe, right? The MFA Crashout universe. It's an ecosystem, and there's a lot of connectivity between this, and those people are coming over and saying, really? You're not inviting someone that is part of your stream? What's going on?
Do you have to chase threat with each other? That's the only time I could see it being bad. Like a Gruul's, High King type shit.
And it's not like that he's making a quality raid. Like he's just saying here, he's inviting 2 prop paladins. And ideally that is not the setup that you want to have for tanks. So he's kind of pulling from the bottom of the barrel. He just needs bodies right now.
There are paper in tier 4. No. Wind Fury? Wait, Wind Fury. Are you enhanced too, bro? Are you resto? Resto? Yeah, okay. I remember I always think that you're enhanced because your name. I feel like I always ask you. Okay, so this... Orc Strong. Wait, Orc Strong? Resist. Dude, like, I'm gonna literally just go fucking suck a dick. Have I not invited anyone that's usually here? Hell yes.
And I feel like that's bait, what he's saying there. Like, he knows that he's ignoring Miss Graveheart. He's seen a lot of people in the comments making that. And yes, this is going to be a Miko video for sure, is what someone's saying there. Because this, to me, is just an obvious case of social dynamics at play here, where... Isn't it obvious? Like...
Hey, chat. You better shut up. There's nothing Grayson hates more than consistency and logic.
Fuck you, buddy.
Don't you dare try to reason with him. Especially you, me, Kovi.
I'm going to try and reason with him. I'm going to try and get through it. Just know that I will... Maybe he doesn't understand. He has the sandwich analogy. But, yeah, there's just more to it than what he's laying on here.
Motherfucking ass.
That's what raid is this for? This for SSC, guys. That's what this is for.
Gonna ban your money bag ass. Woo.
Guys, I just want us to have as good of a group as possible, okay? We don't gotta be cringe and weird about World of Warcraft here.
If he wanted to have as good of a group as possible for the first day, he should have created more consistency beforehand. This is just a fundamental problem with the organization of this raid, and then not letting people in that are asking to join. That's why the second raid exists, because they're looking for these things that are within Grayson's community that Grayson can't provide.
Okay, I just want us to have as good of a group as possible so we can kill the bosses, okay? 3 weeks from now, you know, it's a lot different, okay? I would like everyone to be a big pumper performer right now, dude. Where they have gear and they're actually, like, fucking doing everything correctly, okay? That's what I want right this second, bro. It's nothing with anything, bro. We don't gotta make things weird here. I'm trying to fit everyone in. You're inviting green forces? I mean, I feel like everyone in here is good forces for the most part. They're pretty good. I feel like. I mean, Blitzkrieg, this man's, he's getting the enhanced pass right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's the one enhanced shaman I've fucking seen was for me. And honestly, he had a blue parse there with a lot of blue gear on too, maybe in an offhand, or, you know.
And again, I feel like I don't know a whole ton about TBC, but generally having a variety of classes for different buffs and utility is valuable. And my understanding was that like having one ret is good as well. So I get it. Maybe you don't see Miss Graveheart as this big pumper, but at this point he's been trying to fill this raid for his 15 minutes of ranting. He doesn't have a whole ton of people messaging him. There's only a certain amount of people within this guild. Like, be real, man.
You know, maybe his shit's better.
Legend has it, Meko can solo SSC. He shoots his deadly nipple rays and one-shots everything.
That's not true. I've never done SSC, and I have no desire to do SSC because it's a trash raid.
Oh my god, wait, really? Dude, brother. We got another enhance, okay. We got another enhance, brah. Wait, this is hot. No, oh, brah. Nice. Hey, this is Poggers in the fucking lair, baby. Let's go.
So it's about to get spicy. I know that this is just a lot of back and forth right now that we're doing in like one long clip, but I just think it's important to
Made
show
MGH
the
cry?
experience.
Why? What are we saying, guys? You're not killing Hydros. We are. We are. We are killing Hydros for sure. Guys, who are we missing here? Okay, we have two.
Justice for MGH.
4 shamans right now.
So I don't know the history here as long as how long MGH has been streaming, but I don't see like the Twitch badge here. I thought that Ali was like a long time subscriber, maybe not in Grayson's, but I'm pretty sure this person is a moderator in MGH's channel, and again, just like that overlap.
Eric's not in the group yet.
She was so excited to raid with Crashout. So again, if you don't set those expectations early on of this is the roster, this is what it takes to get in, this is who I'm looking for, then people are hoping that they can be part of this because it's a streamer raid, right? Like, it's just a weird in-between of trying to be selective and then not understanding why a whole other group is now existing because the constraints of Grayson's raid don't match a bunch of the viewers. And the viewers still want to be part of the guild, right? They want to be within that community. Again, some of the people in the other raid are officers. They're people that have been elevated to run a raid, and from my understanding, you know, they're doing a good job at it. They didn't clear much more than Grayson's raid, or actually I think they cleared one boss less than Grayson's raid, but partially again because of the time limit. They normally raid much earlier. They have people that wake up early in the morning, and it's just a different vibe, right? And that vibe that Grayson gives is different than the other raids vibe, but they all want to be part of that same viewer community. So, like, what's going to happen? Should they split from the guild? I'm curious your thoughts here. Should that second raid or just all G quit?
Guys, why are we being so weird and annoying with this? What are we saying, dude? Like, guys, I said from the very beginning, I wanted to invite people that are going to...
So now, I mean, the chat's just exploding. Everyone is talking about MGH at this point. And again, if you were to go and watch MGH's VOD, she's not freaking out about this. She's just playing Pokemon. She's like, yeah, dang, this kind of sucks. Like, you know, Grayson said, get attuned and, you know, you can participate in raids, and here I am with no clear direction. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but that's kind of the way that I took it. And again, knowing the context here of she previously had been saying, you know, I've just been having a little bit of a rough time. Put yourself in that person's shoes for a minute. Not being a streamer, just being a person in a guild playing World of Warcraft, that you were looking forward for this expansion, and the person that you're watching forming the raid is just ignoring you, saying, oh yeah, we're trying to have a good raid, trying to bring the best people, and just not really giving any clear consistency as far as how to get in that raid. Like, you know, you got to have purple parse, or I think that so much of this is solved by having a Discord sign up for the first day. Maybe Grayson doesn't want to do that for every raid. Having that level of organization for some people is just too much to manage, and I get it. You know, streaming's your full-time job, but I think if you're streaming progression raids like this, where a lot of people are trying to get in, having some level of expectation of who is going to be part of that raid is important. It's just a basic thing to do as a raid leader.
Try hard and that have been raiding from the beginning for the most part. That's what I want to try to invite, okay? Like, why are we trying to make this some weird shit, bro?
So all the people that have been raiding from the beginning are more likely to be part of the other raid because they've consistently been raiding together, right? Like, they are people that are looking for that environment. And that's why that second raid exists.
It's insane. It's insane, guys. Stop trying to make shit weird. This is World of Warcraft, guys. Like, why are we trying to turn this into some weird personal shit? I hate that. I hate that so much.
So he takes this personally, you know, oh, someone's really upset at me and it's just a game. That's maybe just like the ability of a streamer to depersonalize a little bit, just see everyone as a number. I don't know. I think that Grayson is a really nice guy. Stepping back for a second, a little bit of glaze, like the way that he tries to help support the other people around him that are streaming, he's really cool about it. He, you know, always hosts other people that are part of that group when he's done, always checking in, telling people to, you know, follow, that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if you are a raid leader, that takes some effort and some level of, you know, HR is really what it comes down to. Maybe you hate to hear that, you know, it's just a game, but it becomes more than a game when it's your job and your commitment as a guild leader.
It's so cringe.
Put yourself in someone else's shoes. They just spent hours and hours getting ready for this, and you are just ignoring them. Rants and raves about community guild, and then invites random pugs over MGH. Yeah, I think that it's just a little bit too much.
We were just watching a fun stream with Grayson flexing a tiger mount. I know that so many of you guys, too, are just spamming this copy-paste shit just because you want me to crash out, okay? And
Justice
it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
H.
Not gonna work.
So maybe they're just wanting to crash out, but maybe they've also been through this same thing with Grayson, where they've wanted to go to a raid and they just haven't gotten a clear reason why. And again, maybe that's why some of those other people are now going to that other raid.
Quexano. Quexano. Quexano.
So just full on freak out at this point. Everyone's rioting.
Yo, Freddy, by the way, thank you for the 11 months, dude. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
And someone asked here, are you getting this, man? Yes, I'm getting this. Don't worry, Cosmic. I got you, homie.
People did this raid with ball and mice. Yeah, okay, so you want to see, we're going to go in there, bro. It's not going to be the easiest thing ever, okay? Let me be real with you, all right? It's not going to be the easiest thing. Like, why are we being weird, guys? It's so, you guys are so weird. Yeah, it's like 3 people spamming this or something. And then it's crazy too because the people that...
So he says it's 3 people. I mean, if you look at all the different names here, it's a lot of different people. And maybe it's, you know, a bunch of people from MGH's stream, but I think it's just a common experience as a viewer with a streamer where, you know, you want to be included. It feels bad when you've tried to make the right steps to be part of that community and you're just getting ignored.
That do this kind of thing are the people that are going to make MGH feel bad. You know, you guys are the ones that are going to make MGH feel bad and make it into something that it's not, bro.
The only person that's making MGH feel bad is Grayson's actions here of not creating clear expectations and having a sign up, a roster, exactly what he's looking for. Like, give more reason rather than just say pumpers, people that are part of the day ones. Like, come on, dude.
When this is about World of Warcraft, and from the beginning, I said that I wanted to try to make a pretty try-hard group right now. I don't know why we're being cringe and weird.
Try-hard people are not as interested in this kind of raid environment. They know what they're getting into. This is just delusion to me. The tryhards are much more likely to be in the raid that was forming hours ago, the raid that has been consistently clearing TBC content every single week, and getting in Discord together. It's just a clear change in culture that he's trying to say is, you know, I'm trying to bring the best. And, I mean, we won't get into all the wipes, but he's not bringing the best. Like, let's just be real.
Like...
Quexano. You thought I was gonna do the thing? Huh.
Someone else saying here, bro, you're about to pug. That's the thing to me. Like, if you had a really full raid of 40 people messaging you and you could be really selective with who you're bringing, then yeah, you can be much more so saying, oh, I'm trying to bring the best. But he just doesn't have the best. He's barely able to fill a raid. I think that's a lot of the frustration from people as well watching this, is you saw his whispers, right? He's having people troll him from the other group. He's having level 1s message him. It's just not what is reality is going on in Grayson's head.
Quexano?
Bro, you're about to pug? No, not yet. I'm kind of just waiting to see what all we got, and we still have multiple people here that are not in the raid fully yet.
Quexano?
Sorry for the TTS, but I think it does show part of the experience. So
That was
I'm trying
not
to show.
in raid yet. Trying to see how many we have.
So raid is supposed to start in 3 minutes, is what he's previously said. We're going to be raiding at 10 o'clock server, 11 o'clock central. And again, if you are a try-hard player, you are going to consistently be let down going to these Grayson raids that start really late, constantly have hiccups and stuff. It's just not going to be what you want if you are a higher performance player.
No one being nuts. You said one thing, then doing another. I did not say this ever, Nice Dinner. Why you putting words in my mouth, you fucking retard? What are you saying? When did I ever say this? The fuck are you saying, bro? Genuinely, what are you saying?
Grayson.
So this is now the question. I never could find a point where, you know, Grayson said that he'll bring MGH. I did hear great MGH say, yeah, Grayson said that if you get attuned, you can go. And so maybe there was a little bit of missed expectations there. I think that's what it all really goes back to, is Grayson not setting clear expectations. Early on, having a sign up, making some kind of post in his Discord saying, you know, be ready at this time, like something, right? It's just nothing from the organization as far as clear direction.
Godzilla here. Can I ask you a private question?
What are you saying?
When you wipe or wash your asshole, how...
Yo, when is Raid Foreman? Right now. And now it's, you guys make it so weird too. Like if we have room for MGH, you know, and then I invite MGH, you just make it so weird, bro.
If. I love how he says if. It's starting to dawn on him, I feel like, more and more that this is just a situation where he's struggling to fill. Miko's going to have a heyday over this. I'm going to be real with you guys. I thought I was going to make a 10-minute video, but we got an hour out of it, so it is what it is, right?
Not inviting MGH is fucked up. Guys, it's not fucked up at all, bro. I'm trying to make a more serious group right now, okay?
So it's not about who it is. It's about the circumstances, where it's someone that consistently, like, as soon as Grayson was posting, they were responding instantly, you know, trying to get in over and over and over, and it's just a brick wall from the organization. I think that anyone can just relate to this struggle.
I'm trying to make a more serious group. I'm trying to invite the people that have been planning on raiding with me.
Miko's seeing dollar signs, seeing dollars in those eyes of his. Thank you for the support, guys. I just want to say I've gone from 4 to 10 supporters on the channel so far. I'm really trying to put out a lot of content, and if you like this kind of stuff, just know that I'm trying to really split it up, do some educational, some more like takes on the game, and then just some pure drama farm. And I'll let you decide what this is, but regardless, let's just continue.
Or that I've raided with from the beginning as well. Motherfucking ass,
bro. I could fit my whole black temple on that thing. You could imprison me for 10,000 years.
Yeah, I don't...
Miko would never do this to his raiders.
Guys. I don't think MGH tryhards, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I do just want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, I've hosted thousands of raid. Lots of people in my raids, they don't actually watch all my content. I don't blame them. But I will always clearly communicate. I do not ignore people. I let them know, hey, I'll let you know in 15 minutes if I got a spot for you. I'll give them a reason why I can't take them. I'll always try and have some sort of communication. And I get it, as a streamer, that's a different experience. But because that's different, I think that you just need to have clear expectations. You need to broadcast more openly when you're raiding, what you're trying to bring, ideally create some sort of roster, something. Otherwise, you're going to have missed expectations like this from the viewer experience. Are they going to be able to play with you or not? Well, if not, okay, that's why they go to the other raid.
Kixano? Kixano.
You'd not just say that. What did I say, bro? Dude, I hate that you guys are making me... You guys are so annoying. I don't think MGH tries to be a Giga gamer like that, guys. I don't think she tries to be.
Of all of their fucking...
So is MGH some pro player that, knows everything about TBC, that is super tryhard? No. But again, she took her own time to get attuned for this raid, and there's other people who couldn't even do that. I just think that, you can say, oh, I'm looking for tryhards, but give more reasons and expectations of what that means. Is it someone that brings engineering to raids? Is it someone that has had 80% attendance? Some sort of reason, I think, is key here, rather than just saying, pumpers, I'm looking for top performers. And maybe you can just say those things. That's all you have to say if you have a big pool to work from. But he's, again, barely able to find anyone from the guild to be able to fill this raid.
Graycen! Beiselinger! That's Grayson. That's gone motherfucking ass. Motherfucking ass. That's gone motherfucking ass. The temping their fucking ass.
And I do think this is dumb, because a girl couldn't try hard, right? I don't think this is anything about gender, to be clear. I think Grayson, I'm kind of going at him all about like the expectations, consistency, the setup, organization of the raid. I don't think that, he's sexist or something like that. It's not just, he doesn't like women. He is trying to bring good people, but he's not really capable enough to be able to do that.
Ass. We are right some quays, the dust is cunning ass.
You told, bro, dude, nice dinner. What are you? What is this guy just full caption about? Completely lying, by the way. You said you would take her if she got attuned. Never once said that. What are you saying? You told her. I'm putting my foot down on you, fucking dumbass bitches, bro. I never once said this ever. Ever. From the very beginning, by the way, I also said I wanted to make a more serious tryhard group, bro. I want everyone to be pulling the same damage, not doing certain things. I want everyone to be doing shit, okay?
Not be doing certain things, like, what does that mean, dude? I think that there's just such a gray area with what he's saying, and that gray area of being more selective is possible if you have a larger pool to work from. But he just doesn't have that.
I said this from the very beginning, bro. What are you saying, bro? What are you saying, brother? You told her if you would get her... Okay, clip it. Nice dinner. Clip it right now. Clip it. When did I say that, bro? Please, I would love for you to find when I specifically said that. I never once said that, dude.
So I don't think he specifically said that MGH would get in, but he said that people that would attune, right? Like, you got to get your attunement done. I can bring you if you get your attunement done. And the problem is that a bunch of people haven't even done that, right? Like, again, if Grayson had been more involved in the setup for this raid, if he had hosted more mag gruels for people that needed to get attuned and made that more of a focus rather than playing Minecraft in the days leading up to the raid, I think that would have been a clear difference. So now he's going to pull up the chat here.
It's pretty unacceptable for me. I'm sorry, MGH. This is stupid. Grayson needs to get a life. How is this crazy that someone... Oh my... Bro, dude, now you guys are going to make me seem mean.
So I'm trying to let Dr. Phil go. Okay.
Is doing half the damage of someone else, a third the damage of someone else, and I don't want to take them to the raid, and they die to mechanics or something, and I don't want to take them to the raid. I don't want to take them to the raid, okay, on the first week, because I want to clear it. Why is that some weird shit, dude? It has nothing to do with someone as a person. It has nothing to do with anything. Why are we making it weird? Why are we making...
So it's easy to make it weird because he hasn't set those clear expectations. He can say, oh, they do less damage, oh, they die to mechanics, that kind of stuff. But it's just a lot easier to make all those claims if you're actually able to find people that aren't doing those things, right? Like, if he was able to consistently clear content, then I don't think any of these hurt feelings would be nearly as extreme. If you have a really high-performing group and you can clearly show someone, hey, your performance just isn't there, I'm looking for better, then it would be a different story. But the reality is, this is a Crashout raid. We've talked about it numerous times, many times. This is a streamer raid. This is something that, in a lot of cases, is just a content farm at the end of the day. And because of that, it just doesn't really make sense to a lot of people watching this. And for a lot of those people that maybe previously have had this happen to them, they're instead going to the other raid group.
Making it weird. Why are we making it weird?
I have picked up singing lesson.
Okay, so Dr. Phil's just going crazy. Spamming Dr. Phil.
Selling your
Tired of men that played this game. TBC is old content. Dude, bro, it's crazy. Like, why? Okay, honestly. Oh, bro, dude, I'm about to crash out, bro. It's insane. What is the... what the fuck are we saying? Dude, this is a video game, brother. I can invite anyone to my raids. It's a fucking video game, dude. It's a video game. It has nothing to do with... Like, when I'm talking about damage, how much...
So I feel like he's making it more than a video game when he's going into someone else's stream and just yelling at these other people for what they're saying in someone else's stream. Like, he's making it a bigger deal at this point. He's getting the drama out of this. It's, at this point, kind of exploding, and the fact that he's going into other people's channels and getting upset at what other people are saying, that to me is now a little bit over the line.
Much damage MGH does or something. It has nothing to do with her as a person at all, bro. Nothing to do with her as a person. I'm talking about numbers, dude. I'm talking about a fucking video game, dude.
So the thing is, she's having those numbers happen in Grayson's raids, right? Like, which is pretty standard. Like, if you looked overall, it's not like she's performing super, super bad. She's doing those performances within Grayson's groups. I think if she was in better groups, her parses would be better. Parses are all relative, and if you were to look at the parses of Grayson's raids here, it's kind of par for the course.
Dude, why are we making it weird cringe shit? It's crazy. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Up singing lessons. Want to hear?
Like,
so I just have to keep muting Dr. Phil. And now let's just again see here in the chat here, Lol Kovi has watched a consecutive 115 streams and sparked a watch streak. So we talked about Kovi at the start of this raid. He's someone that has been super consistent, involved in Grayson's stream, and he's not able to participate because he couldn't get attuned. And again, you could say that's because it was something that he put off until the last minute, but I think this all goes back to Grayson's involvement in the guild, right? Like, if he was playing TBC nonstop, a lot of these better performing people would have been attuned, and this wouldn't have happened to begin with. It would have been easier for Grayson to say, hey, I'm bringing these people that perform better. The problem is that Grayson still only has 20 people in this raid, right? Like, there's no one else interested.
Turning this into that is hella cringe. Nah, he is. I'm so cringe. I'm so cringe. Now I'm getting pinged in butt soap chat. Grayson going full Asmongold. What are we saying?
I have picked up singing lesson.
Singing lessons. Moving forward.
Shook.
That's a lie. Kovi. Kovi. How did you not loot the boss till it despawned, dude?
So I have been summoned. Just know that the Miko please, it works. If you say it 10 times, suddenly I'm there. I sometimes don't have the time to discuss this sort of stuff right away, but just know the bat signal is always functioning.
How? Dude, look at this, bro. Look how cringe this is. Genuinely, bro. Grayson will never receive another gifted sub from me, and I unfollowed. Like, bro, my bad. I didn't want to invite someone that might wipe on mechanics, and I'm trying to fucking clear the raid, bro. and someone that just
Stream
doesn't
Elements
do
is
their
about to
rotation the
shut down
best, man,
Gary.
and doesn't
It's
do
over.
good damage. Like,
Oh,
genuinely,
Seven's in the
honestly,
chat for
like,
Gary.
my
He
bad,
has to
bro.
do
What the
something
fuck? Why are we
new,
being
and that's
fucking
stopping
idiots,
for the
bro?
Scoomer.
Why are we turning this into this? Like, it's insane, bro. Like, why are we acting like the video game and me talking about a video game performance has anything to do with the person IRL? I love MGH. MGH is great, amazing person, one of the nicest people ever. Why are we making it some weird shit, dude? Genuinely, it's so fucking stupid.
And that to me is just the human element that I love to talk about in World of Warcraft, where he's like, it's a game, and it becomes more than a game, because like we talked about, you know, anyone could be having a bad day, and when there's not clear reasons why you are excluded, it just makes your day even worse, right? Like, that's really what it comes down to.
It's so stupid.
Singing lessons. Want to hear? Here we go.
It's so stupid. And I'm not even saying MGH doesn't have the capability, but I don't think MGH has really, like, tried to either.
So what does it mean when he's like, I don't think MGH has really tried to? There's no sort of guidelines or, you know, again, I just go back to, if you've attended 80% of the raids, like some sort of metric rather than just say, oh, parses are bad. Like, I can guarantee you a lot of people in this raid don't have great parses.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Phil.
There are some pumpers, don't
Nice,
get me
bro.
wrong. There are some good players in here. But I think it's just a little bit
Nice,
of
bro.
missed reality.
Hey, guys. Sick, dude. I love
I
SSCTK.
can handle your
Mark
dumb
Waffle,
jokes,
one of
but
the
if I see
fucking
a single
Oilers,
pink
bro.
or purple
That's been
name
super
say
supportive.
anything,
Now
I'm
hates
gonna
me.
lose my
That's great,
shit.
man. And unfollowed. PogChamp, dude. That's so awesome. So fucking awesome.
So that to me is just, again, the interesting element where you can kind of boycott. There is the streaming element of monetary incentive for raiding. And if you can say it's just a game, all it is World of Warcraft. But when you're profiting off of these raids and able to have a living because of this, suddenly not bringing certain people kind of changes things, doesn't it? And I'm sure if there was one of the Oilers, you know, if Anon was trying to get into this raid, do you think that Grayson would let Anon in, even though his parses might not be super great? Like, let's keep it $150, you know what I mean? Like, think about it.
I love this. I love us trying to push someone and force someone into a raid, okay? And making it into some weird cringe shit, bro. That's so cool, dude. That's so cool, bro. No, I love that. That's great. That's great.
So if it was a nobody, someone that didn't have a stream, didn't have any sort of following, would there be this much of a pushback from his community? Probably not. But that's kind of the whole point, right? Is that it's a whole ton of people speaking up and saying, you have said you want to bring day ones. Miss Graveheart has been a day one. And you're not able to fill this raid. If you're able to fill this raid with a whole bunch of day ones that are big pumpers, it would be a different circumstance. But it's someone that has been around, and from the very first moment of him trying to get this raid going, she's saying, I'm here. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, Urtra, of course it's very obnoxious and annoying that someone that has supported me to that degree now is saying that they basically hate me and they unfollowed me. Yeah, of course. The fuck? Am I not, is that not supposed to be something? The fuck? Do you plan on crying like a little bitch all stream or just to start? I'll see you in a week, Eli. I'll see you in a week.
SpongeBob equals 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 equals.
So Kekshuk has officially hit where he is now starting to time people out, remove people from the conversation because of their opinions. And that to me is now just taking it to the next level.
Equals 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 equals.
All right. We do need to start rating though. Yo, my bad. I've been crashing out. Let's get it. All right. Let's get it.
I love that raid warning. Like, you need to let everyone know you've been crashing out, buddy. You don't think everyone in this group is currently watching your stream and seeing you freaking out about this? Like, it's got to announce. Okay, locked in now.
Bank. So we have Eric. We need 3 DPS. Need 3 pumpers for SSC. And guys, I would invite MGH right now, bro. I would invite MGH right now. But I mean, I would not blame MGH if she doesn't want to come.
State your business.
You guys have definitely made it a very, very cool, enjoyable, you know, thing going on here, for sure.
For MGH.
So he starts blaming the chat. He's saying, it's your fault now. Because of this situation that you caused, I don't know if I can bring this person. It's awkward because of you.
Literally said she's playing Pokemon.
Take me? Okay.
So can everyone just shut the fuck up? Bunch of parasocial chili bowl hair having asses.
I know I did nothing wrong, Squawk. I know I did nothing wrong. I don't know why Twitch chat's trying to make it so weird. And I don't know, it's very hurtful to see motherfuckers like Mark and shit be saying stuff like that. Like it's so annoying. Like what the fuck? Like why is someone no one is owed an invite to play a video game with someone, bro? Like what the hell are we saying, dude?
The dark.
And
I don't think anyone is owed an invite, but it's a community raid, right? Like, if you don't set those clear guidelines and have some sort of consistency, you can't be mad when someone else is upset that they're not being included, right? Like, I just don't really... Am I wrong here? What do you guys think? I'm curious in the comments what's going to be said.
SSC.
So that's really it in a nutshell. Another like 10-15 minutes here, 20 minutes. We're now 30 minutes in, and he's finally able to start getting things going a little bit more. But even then, like, he's waiting for one of his more loyal viewers to get in the raid, and he's starting the raid with 24 people. So by the time the raid starts, they didn't even have a full group. We're now 35 minutes in, almost, you know, by the time they get to the first boss, basically an hour into raid time, and wiping almost on the first trash pack, tons of death on the first trash pack. This is the Crashout raid environment. And for Grayson to expect a whole ton of pumpers to show up to this, I just think that that's not reality, right? Like, I don't know. I just think it's kind of off. Anyways, they're going to wipe to this first boss for another hour, it looks like. More than basically an hour of wiping to this first boss. And most good players are not going to want to go to the first raid and wipe over and over and over and over. They want to actually kill bosses and be able to get to the second raid. And this group couldn't even do that. After hours and hours and hours, they don't even make an attempt on Vosh. They wipe constantly. And in the end here, what does Grayson do? He gets back on Minecraft at the end. If you are one of those try-hard players, you would probably want to go into TK that next day. Or that next raid right after. So they hold off and they do TK the next day. And they don't finish that either, right? Like, we are now 2 4-hour raids in. They wipe on Vosh. Let's see how long they wipe on Vosh. It's a lot. And I guess I never really showed the first attempt here. Let's go back and watch the first attempt on this boss really quickly. They get super close. So let's just see the cinema. Paper tank is down, by the way, if you notice the death on the screen here. Mr. Paper Tank is not currently in the fight.
Yo, kite it out, bruh. Yo, don't put it through. Kill it. 270k. Dude. Kill it. Come on! Burn it! Give it a dot and pre-spread. Don't spread past the flag, though, maybe. 90k! 80k! Good ones! 60! Oh, no.
You are no better than they.
So another thing I forgot to mention is Grayson ends up briefly kicking Nnatey from this raid. I have to give the Nnatey shout out. And the reason for the kick is that Nnatey didn't want to do a curse assignment. I just think that there was a wrong understanding of that, where there's a Ellie Shaman. I think, again, I'm not some master in TBC, but Ellie Shaman gives a damage bonus to people in their group. So for people in that group, wouldn't it make more sense for them to do higher damage spells? Grayson tries to say, oh, because you're in the better group, you should be assigned to a curse that does no damage. And that is just fundamentally backwards logic to me. I totally understand Nnatey's frustration here, and I don't feel like that, again, this is how a top performing raid is supposed to function. So let's just see that really quickly here.
Can you curse of elements?
A little bit of EOE, so. Warlock, Curse of Wreck. So before they get to first boss, he's crashing out over this. The Tangi is just so bad. I'm so sorry that you're listening to this. But
he pumps way harder than you, bro.
He pumps way harder than you. So he gets pulled out of the group here. Nnatey's the second Warlock on this pull, though. So out of the 4 Warlocks, there's supposed to be 2. 1 Curse of Elements, 1 Curse of Wreck. And then you have 2 other Warlocks that can do Curse of Doom and Curse of Agony for the damage spells. It makes sense to me to have those spells be the people that are in the higher damage group. So he's trying to like balance it, and this is the problem with the parse mentality of TBC, where everyone's just after the parse, and you know, because they're in that group, the logic just doesn't make sense. I'm trying to like justify it, but think logically. Think back to every group that I've ever created with TSA. Do you give the damage upgrade in Classic Era to the people that are doing lower damage? No, you give it to the highest damage dealers so they can do even more damage. That's just how scaling works. And I know that I would be frustrated if I was a higher performing player and I had a raid leader like this that didn't understand basic stuff like that. So just another element, maybe why Grayson is struggling to find the pumpers that he's so after, is situations like this. So Nnatey was unfairly victimized here, and the fact that he was then kicked from the raid, as you're going to see, not fair.
What do you mean no, bro? What do you mean no? I'm kicking him from the raid. I'm kicking Nnatey. Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
And treating people that way, I just don't think is the best. You could try and have more logic and reasoning with someone like Nnatey. He's a very reasonable guy, and just unfair. Absolutely unfair. Nnatey was not treated as he should be as a raider that is trying to be a higher performing individual. This is not how you treat people. So,
guys,
anyways.
Looking for one more SSC TK. Looking for one more. All right, Dotting, you now have...
So yeah, he's just not managing his group very well. And again, on this first attempt here, they wipe where Nnatey is not... Oh, Nnatey is back. Okay. They have 24 people. Grayson is like waiting for this last person. If this last DPS was in the raid, they would have been able to kill this boss. So if you're a higher performing person, do you think you want to be going to raids where Grayson is having clear favoritism towards certain people and allowing them to show up late? I feel like this, there's just so many things about this raid that I think are clear problems, and it just makes sense why this raid is struggling so much at this first progression. That's about all I have to say here. Grayson then continues to kind of go on this rant, and we'll look now at his highlight of the drama here, where he's going to go to his Discord. And we'll go to Discord now and just kind of talk about this really quickly.
Oh, drama here. Drama here. Shinsen is giving some sass here, it looks like. We got a paragraph. Yep, totally poaching. You got me. I am such a bad fucking person. Yeah, this is... So I linked this and said that this is silly to me. That okay, in my own guild... this is not 45 minutes before my raid yesterday, by the way, guys. My planned raid yesterday. This is 45 minutes before my planned raid in my guild with my stream. Okay, 45 minutes before. In Crashout channel. 2 more spots open. Okay, recruited in Crashout channel 45 minutes before for SSC. And then in general chat of Discord too, log in. Happy's raid for SSC is forming. And again, Happy's SSC is forming now. This was the first post too. Let's go. Log in and come to the raid group with the best Crashout raid group. Am I not supposed to feel this? And then I log in 45 minutes later and can't fill my group. Am I not supposed to feel a way about this? And then the other thing too is there have been people that have been being messaged that were planned to be a part of my 25-man raid group throughout phase 1 that were people that you guys were trying to poach, bro. You guys were trying to poach, and it was some of my main people, and that's so cringe. And then I log in today and can't fill my raid? That's retarded, bro. What the hell? Does that... Even this alone, dude, without messaging people individually, and I'm not saying Shinsen is, okay? Shinsen, I don't know if what Shinsen did, okay? But I don't assume he did. That's not who I think did. But I know someone was trying to message people. I know for a fact was trying to message someone and get them to join your 25-man instead of mine, which is cringe as hell. Like, and then just recruiting like in my own shit, dude, and I can't even fill my own raids. It's just fried.
So it is fried that he can't fill his own raids. But I think that the blame can't solely be put on this. Obviously, if I was the raid leader of a main raid and I had a alt raid within that, I would be pretty upset for the first release. But I would look inward and say, what did I do to cause this? And I feel like Grayson is just incapable of doing that in this circumstance. He's not looking at the facts. And let's now look at a lot of this other discussion that happened here. Let's see some of the messages now. We'll go to the start here, and before this raid started, Shinzen is saying there was a guild note, someone deleted or changed it. I might have to set up a Discord for us to have Happy's raid separately so we aren't abusing Grayson's raid too much, or Grayson's Discord too much. And then shortly after he says that, he's now pinging in Grayson's Discord. So I do think that that is too far. Like, this is borderline poaching and is too much. If you are a raid group, you should have some sort of other form of organization than leeching off the back of this. This is too much. But now going into this a little bit more, there's some discussion that is had in here. Grayson pings the Discord the morning after. Appreciate everyone that came to the raid tonight. We honestly did pretty good. Easily could have been an hour plus quicker if we did a couple things cleaner. Let's grind out a Vash kill and do TK tonight as well. Please try and get attuned if you can. If anyone is interested in doing SSC or TK still this week too, just be around raid time. It's going to be 11 server tonight. No guarantee on fitting everyone, but I think we will need people, especially for TK. Not sure who has a tune. So as a raid leader, how can you not know who has a tune? This is just a very low quality raiding experience. If you're going to tell people, yeah, you got to get ready for raid. I don't know if I can bring you though. Obviously, people are going to want to go to different raids. And we're going to see a lot more context of that in here. People kind of speaking up to that. And Grayson's making the point early on here, bro, all of you guys in Happy's group, if it took you 3 hours to form, you should have just joined my raids now. We got like 30 people right now. People not going to make every week. Just best 25 people online at a time for the few weeks and send it. And immediate response is, I have a job. So these people that are part of that other raid, they're saying, I can't go to your raid. Your time does not work for me. I still want to be part of your community, but what you're doing doesn't fit with me. And then there is the point, should that just be a separate guild? I think that is kind of going to be the big takeaway from this. Ultimately, I don't think that makes sense. It sounds like after a couple weeks here, maybe they're going to merge, or the fact that Grayson is hosting stuff on Tuesday and Wednesday moving forward will change the dynamic. It'll make it so people that want to get the lockout done, much more lockouts will be focused on the start of the reset. Happy's raids will be the new one that is harder to fill, I think. But again, I've always believed that raiders are looking for consistency. If they know a raid is happening at a certain time with certain people, that's how you build a roster. And again, the word roster is something that's not in Grayson's vocabulary. He just doesn't seem to understand that. And that's what Shinzen's going to say early on. Most people in our raid usually been joining for us for 25 mans because we raid the same days every week and have consistency. That's the draw of our raids. Since some people want consistency, raid signups, voice comms, dedicated raid times, and more than just main spec over off spec loot system. I haven't highlighted that at all up to this point, but that's a key point too. Grayson's loot system is very loose. You roll for things if you want it. In a soft reserve or whatever these other guys are doing, it changes the dynamic. You can get frustrated going to these streamer raids, and the way that Grayson cycles in different people, again, he doesn't have a roster. Who knows who's going to show up? You can lose an item to one person, and then that person won't come back, and then a new person comes in and takes that item again from you. It's just frustrating. And Grayson's saying, yeah, so these people should go make a guild, I'm saying, rather than recruiting people I can fill a raid with that are in my guild that usually raid with me. The problem is that we can't both fill a raid group. And that all goes back to the frustration with situations like MGH. Grayson, he could fill a raid group with people that are long-term raiders that are trying to get in, but he's excluding them without making super clear guidelines for why he's excluding them, rather than just saying, you're not a pumper. Grayson's saying here, I'm just saying, I don't want you guys to just be recruiting people from my guild and my community that I would be raiding with. If you didn't advertise for raids in the community. Because then they just don't care either way with who they go with for a lot of them. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. We can't fill the two raid groups is all. And what it comes down to is why? Why can't you fill two raid groups? Because Grayson was not on playing the game. If Grayson was helping attune people before this reset happened, he would have been able to fill the raid. He's just not playing the game. And, you know, he's going to get upset with that, saying, oh, I'm playing all the time. I'm a full-time streamer. And it's like, at this point, you are a part-time Minecraft streamer, a part-time SOD streamer, and then sometimes you do TBC raids, and you just fill with whoever asked to get in first for the Phase 1 content. And he's saying it's so entitled that you can say that, yo, in my guild, my community, my viewer guild, that I have to say don't recruit people in my guild for your raids since I can't fill my own. And again, his guild, his community, his viewer guild, why can't he do it? I think it comes down to past actions and the way that he is handling this whole new raid tier. He's not coming about it properly. I think you guys should just get together and make a guild. And that to me is just kind of sad. There's people now leaving the guild. Beatdowns there left the guild. I don't know why he gets so weirdly personal. Bro, I'm just asking people to stop recruiting in my own guild for their raids, since I can't fill my own. And some people are going to give responses here. Shinzen's here saying, I get what you're saying, Grayson, but we legit do have enough people if people didn't want to wait to the last minute to get attuned. There are like 5+ that once get attuned will make it enough for 2 raids. And again, Grayson is a streamer. He could easily stream helping people go through the attunement process, and surely that would make people more likely to go through that attunement. The fact that he's streaming Minecraft instead of helping people within his guild, I think that's a fundamental problem. And more people are going to be bringing that up. And guys, I'm not on the server, but it makes more sense if the second group does it on a day after Gaily raids, so the people who missed can join that raid. That's fair, but again, if you know the history of this second raid group, they always raid on Thursdays. It's just the circumstance that this raid is happening on a Thursday. And response here, yeah, Grayson will certainly raid on the same time on the same day. And Grayson says, I won't. I'll try and do it right now, but you're right. If you don't like that, you should make your own guild is what I'm saying. I don't blame you guys if you want to make your own guild together. So he's just, in the end here, going to be kind of kicking away part of his community. And that's the response that Bonsai says here. Making your own guild isn't fun, though. It's nice having people all in the same guild. Grayson responds, it is nice, bro. But it gets recruiting people that I usually go to the raid with, they don't care, or they're just getting poached. And this whole idea of getting poached, he keeps saying poaching is happening, but there's no record here of the poaching. And he says, oh, I know someone was messaging them. And it's like, call that person out, show that behavior there as being the problem, rather than just saying poaching is happening. Like, clearly say who it is, identify that as the problem, and shut that down. That's how you be a good guild leader. Nothing personal, you guys. It's just the current situation. It just ruins the whole point of the viewer guild if I can't fill one raid on release Insta. Brother, you watch stream to enjoy the content. Don't get so passive-aggressive about WoW. Just don't play WoW with me. So he's continuing to push people away. And he's wondering why this second raid group exists. It's because of situations like this that maybe have happened in the past. Maybe there's been other times where people wanted to raid with him and, you know, it just didn't work out. He doesn't have that consistency. So they're now wanting to still watch him. They want to be part of that community, but it's just not happening. It just turns into poaching when you have two late night raid groups in the same guild, whether intentional or not. Just kind of people part of the raid group that want to keep doing their own thing should make their own guild. No hard feelings. Nothing personal. And sounds like there was a second guild, lol. So I'm not sure about that other guild there, but response here of someone saying he's expecting us to split off into another guild. Struggling because we can't fill because there's not enough people left. And Bart here is responding saying, I'll never forget how many times we would say, guys, use loot reserve. Loot is rolled out after Mag is dead, and at least statistically 2 people would leave after that. Once we had 6 people leave after Mag going to rule because they can't comprehend the loot rules. So I do think that loot is a key element here where people want that consistency, not only for the raid environment, but for the ability to acquire items. Lots of chatter here. Shinzen here saying, Happy's raid should have started at 7:30, but people weren't attuned or showed up late. No one is poaching viewer raids, but we just raid on different nights, and we should bring our alts to the Grayson raid since some of us are pretty geared on alts. We're just really dependent on Gary Meidel's schedule, which is why we usually raid on Thursdays. Happy, who hosts consistently, started their raid 30 minutes before Gary did, and a few people went to that raid instead of Gary's, and Gary was struggling to fill, crashing out on stream that the raid was taking over the guild. We were actually forming at 7:30 server, 2.5 hours later before Grayson did, but people weren't attuned, which caused the delay. Most people in the raid wouldn't have been able to go to Grayson's raid anyway, or stay because a lot of us have jobs. So just continuing here. No one is arguing that this is your guild, Grayson. We're all here because of you, brother. But why the manufactured drama and Crashout? How hard is it to have raids on separate nights? Back in Phase 1 of Classic and onward, it was easy to just show up and get invited because everyone knew it was Friday nights. You don't have a schedule, just have a day and time that's consistent to try and fill raids in the same day, an hour apart from each other, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There are plenty of people for both raids, but stresses them both out with this nonsense. Someone else saying, I know drama is part of the draw for the stream, so maybe this is all part of it. But honestly, this is going to solve itself as soon the raid never overlaps again, which it pretty much never does, guaranteed after the first night. There'll be enough people to bring alts for each group. We used to be consistently filling 3 to 4 Gruul mags every single week leading up to it. It's pretty clear the raids won't take this long to fill after first week or two. Someone else saying from Nightwinds here, I say this with love as a longtime watcher and supporter. I understand you're frustrated not being able to fill raids with who you consider to be your top bros that would otherwise make the run extremely easy and quick. But Gup, you don't offer us consistency or reliability for raid times. Some of us need that. We have jobs and lives. Saying we should leave the community and make our own, which yes, is yours, but it's also ours. For those of us who have been made this a home, it's really hurtful and excessive. While you were playing SOD, there was a lot of us here keeping Crashout alive. That's the key to me. We talked about this at the start. It is hard to do multiple things at once. The people that only cared about TBC, that were looking for that consistency, are likely to be Grayson's more top performers. They are continuing to look for that consistency, and that's just not what Grayson brings. And maybe they're looking for a certain time, right? Like, they'd be raiding with Butt Soap during the day. Butt Soap was part of this raid at nighttime. He lost so much sleep because he was taking part in Grayson's raids. He can do that because he's a streamer, but not everyone can just drop everything to do an SSC and TK super late at night. So that's when Grayson normally raids. Other people, they want to still be part of the community, and it's just rough. Grayson saying the drama is in the poaching that happens by recruiting within the guild, though. It's not like Happy made his raid out of full trade chat. And yeah, he didn't make it out of full trade chat. He made it out of people that are part of the community. And it's just poaching that has been happening both purposefully or accidentally, just recruiting in the guild chat and for raid at X time. I don't know why people can't understand what I'm saying. I totally get this, but I think you really do have to put your foot down if this was an actual problem. If this wasn't just manufactured drama, make a clear stand and say, you know, yeah, I mean, I would have kicked him out of the guild straight up and say, if you want to raid with us, be in the guild. If you want to raid in this other group, make another group. I get you, Gray, and I know this is a streamer, and I know as a streamer that you want your community to do things with you. But within your community, people make friend groups. That's what makes your community just that, and a part of why we stay. It should be a good thing because it means it's a healthy, fun place. You also usually encourage us to make our own raid groups, and you always say not to rely on you for raids. So when you do that and then get angry with us, it feels confusing. Like, I know people have been messaged to raid you with Happy over me. And he keeps saying this, right? But like, call out that one person. Kick out that one person for those actions and say, I can't have you poaching. The poaching is the real problem. And then here, this is the key too. If there's direct poaching from a roster that you've preset, then that's not okay, and we shouldn't be doing that. But you also don't set a roster purposefully. That's the whole crux of the issue, is the consistency and guidelines that Grayson has is non-existent. So he can't rightfully be mad about people trying to tell other people, hey, come to our raid. I only get upset and annoyed when I know it's poaching. I've heard multiple people get messaged to raid with Happy instead of us, basically. And just directly recruiting in the guild when we can't fill raids. It's not like one-to-one always, but sometimes it's legit people I raid with. I don't know how to make sure that doesn't happen, though. Well, how to make sure it doesn't happen is you commit to certain people. It's not poaching if they don't know they can raid with you, right? Like, poaching happens when you are clearly steering people that are part of a raid. If there's no roster for a raid, that, in my eyes, is not poaching. That's just within the community, a community-run guild asking other people in that community to raid with them. Just my 2 cents, but the guild first message I said when I logged in yesterday was looking for healers and a few DPS for SSC TK for Team Raid A, right before Grayson was about to form the raid. I was about to message invite because I thought that was Grayson's raid, being Team A and all. And again, that is just the confusion that could be solved by a proper guild master, someone that gives clear direction about what's happening and telling people what's going on. Zugzugs is one of the top performers. This is a prime example of someone that is in the know, trying to get in the group, and they don't even know what Grayson wants, right? Like, if Grayson could clearly communicate to 20 people and say, be here at this time, I want you, show up, and you're in, that would have solved so much of this problem. It all comes down to lack of organization. I mean, it's just starting to feel a bit like high school. Play with us. Don't play with Gary. Shouldn't be happening. I didn't know that was actually occurring. I thought it was always just a meme. I hear you. That has to feel bad. Maybe you'll be able to meet us, some of us, halfway. I know you don't want signups or anything, but even just setting a true raid time and sticking to it would encourage a lot of people to join your run regardless. It's legit poaching, and I have to beat around the bush with it to protect some people's feeling or drama. It's always a little bit silly. If I were to call out, I'd look like an ass too, and it's in direct ways. I disagree. Well, he looks like an ass because it's not direct poaching, right? Like, if he's just saying, you can't ask other people to join your raids, they're supposed to come to my raid, but then you're not giving people spots like MGH who are trying to get in your raid, that's the problem, right? And maybe MGH isn't one of those top performers, #1 players that wouldn't be poached anyways, but she's loyal to Grayson, right? Like, she wants to be raiding with Grayson. So, just a fundamental flaw here in this whole thing. I don't think there's too much else to say. Of course, there's plenty more talking. We're generally upset for upsetting you, Grayson, and I'm not being facetious. I'm not a raid leader or an officer, but I do hang out for a lot of that raid, and it was never the intention that I've known to be obstructive to your raids. I really hope we can just ensure the raids are on different nights, and bam, problem solved. Yeah, I know many people like Nnatey are not trying to do anything or be a certain way. I love the idea of a second raid group for consistency for people, and for people who can't make certain times. I do, it's great. It just sucks that there's poaching happening. Well, keep on saying it. This is not poaching. This is advertising within a community, and a second raid from Grayson, I mean, maybe it'll happen. Maybe he'll sleep through the raid again, right? Like, who knows? It's a streamer that doesn't have a consistent schedule. If there are good players relying on that, they're going to consistently get screwed over, as they have likely in the past. 2.5 hours to level your dagger skill, melee boys, for KT MC breaks. Oh boy, I wonder what my dagger is. So this to me is another whole thing here where Grayson isn't even coming prepared to these raids. How can he hope to have a good raid when on SSC or in TK here he wipes because he's one of the dagger people and he's not able to mind control someone? He has 310 weapon skill. It's like he's raiding level 60 content. He is not prepared for this raid, and that is the fundamental problem that we've always talked about with these runs, is how, again, he just shows it right here. He's not able to hit this mind control person. The main tank is not able to get hit out of mind control because he is not ready for this raid. He is someone that is trying to host raids and getting frustrated with other people when he is not ready for this responsibility. This all comes down to a raid leader that, if there was proper organization and structure in place, many issues could be solved. But instead, it's just endless drama that leads to more and more problems. And instead of focusing on things like leveling his dagger skill, he's having to type out paragraphs for hours and hours in these raids. Appreciate you guys, though. Hopefully I can find more people from stream to play with. But def some issues I just feel like I need to address at least. I don't like poaching and even recruiting. I don't know, it just seems grimy. It's how it's done a lot of time, especially if I can't fill my raids. Happy has done a lot for the raiders in the guild, and I appreciate him greatly for his efforts. He sure made sure that we had a gruel mag every week consistently, and made sure that we had sometimes multiple carriers to go to. He helps people with a drop of a hat. He's a very good guild member to have. But we do need to have that respect in the guild's main purpose to serve as content, and therefore raids with Grayson take prio. Next person here. I've been in Happy's raids for the last couple weeks, and he's never pushed the narrative of coming to Grayson's over us. He just acknowledges that there's a gap for people in the guild who didn't join for SOD and for those who need to raid earlier. It's unfortunate that May 14th landed on their normal raid day. He usually schedules Wednesday and Thursday, which gives everyone a chance to join for Grayson's first raid back. Normally, they raided back on Tuesday, Wednesday before the SOD happened. It's rough. Phase 1 went a little bit too long, and so did SOD. It's clear that everyone had a blast on SOD, but we lost a lot of normal players, and the raid cadence was thrown off. Nothing that can be fixed with some scheduling from raids ahead of time. Even though if they vary week by week, just knowing a few days in advance of when these raids are going to happen would help. I know this guild can support 2 full raid groups. They just need to not fully overlap. 2 raids scheduled in one night led to 2 feud gamers for new content. First group got too vocal with recruiting players, and it robbed Grayson of some of his main players, led to friction in the guild. We can't let raid nights overlap in the future. Several players used their ult to fill. Everyone loves each other. I think that this is like the most valid take. You see my thumbs up there is the one thing I responded to in all this. Just makes sense. From the beginning, nothing personal, and now this is happy talking. I said from the beginning, it's nothing personal. He made the comment from the start of pre-patch that everyone in his raid would be rough because it's not like Classic anymore. You can't have 40 mans. So he's making it clear like Happy was just trying to help out. He was trying to fill more of this community, make it better for Grayson. And it's got to feel kind of bad at the end of this, after all this work for the past month when Grayson's been focused on TBC, that Grayson is saying, you should just go make your own guild. And sure, like Happy clearly could have made his own guild if that was what he wanted. But what Happy wanted was to step up. So I stepped up to make multiple 25-mans when Grayson was doing the SOD stuff. Start of X-Back, we still had 2 more 25s to get filled weekly because Soda and Butt Soap were kind of doing their own thing. The only thing we kind of had some conflict is people wanting both raid types because it's a launch day raid. So I made an earlier raid in the night because a lot of people have 6 a.m. jobs. So there's been, I guess, some history in the past of Happy hosting raids, and we'll get back in a rhythm. I don't want to cause conflict with the Grayson's raids because I also have a tune that I want to get geared and eventually be willing to help be raids for whatever class he needs. Shinzen got a little bit too rage baity with trying to get more people in my raid, but I ain't trying to steal people at all. I just have a second raid for the people who can't make it late night or miss Grayson's lockout. But yeah, very unfortunate that both the raids were on launch day and half the guild isn't attuned. Like, what are we doing, boys? So why aren't they attuned? Because they're distracted by things like Grayson's Minecraft. There's just a lot going on. And in the end here, I think that Grayson just focusing on the poaching aspect rather than understanding and explaining to people, I get it, guys. I just need you to get attuned. We're going to solve these problems. Just the route of negativity and the way it was handled, I think could have been done a lot better. I'm curious to see how this all works out in a couple weeks. What do you guys think? Do you believe that 2 raid groups are going to continue? Do you think it makes the most sense for things to split up? Personally, I believe that everything is going to become kumbaya once again. Having a raid on Thursday is a perfect raid day. Grayson can still do his stuff on Monday, Tuesday, maybe host some stuff on the weekend for other people, and it just is a lot of drama over nothing. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the rant, and till the next one, GG's.